The day I got kicked out of school, the day I got kicked out of school, 1993, John Dewey High School, which was, I don't know how that worked out, but that wasn't my zone school because I lived in Flatbush. And John Dewey High School was like somewhere near Coney Island. So I had to travel. Understand this. So this is why I'm saying, like, you grew up in a day where violence, either you chose violence as you were either predator or prey. So, and if you move, like, there was so, and during that time, the streets really belonged to the criminals. At that time, the streets really belonged to the criminals. So you had to move a certain way. Like, you had to be clicked up because either you was predator or prey. Very few people, there was nothing but little factions of preteen and teenage dudes just running the streets committing acts of violence. And that's how it had to be. So I get to high school, click up with these 5MH dudes. I'm just doing random acts of violence because I'm the young boy. They was like, like the older guys would be like, yo, they too small for me to fight. Go, go beat this dude up. I mean, one time, um, it was 1993. 1993. And I'm with them like my freshman year. I've already kind of proven myself. So they'll know they was know I was ready to go at any time. Like at any point in time, I was ready to set it off, or I was ready to set it, because that's what they called it. That's what they called it. Like if you initiated violence, they called it setting it. So yo, yo, my nickname when I was in John Dewey High School was Brax One. I don't know what that means. I know I gave it a name because it sounded dumb, but it sounded cool to me. So I made it mean something. Cause like at that time I was like 2 years into rapping. So like I had a rap name. Like my name was Brax One. Like I was, so that was me at that time. Brax, yo, Brax, go set it. So I go set it. And like throughout that day, it was just one of them days. Like, there was tension in the courtyard. The courtyard was decently big and it was segregated in a way. Like, so the Black American kids sat right by the door. That's where the cool kids sat, right? And we held that spot down. The Haitians was deep by themselves. Just being Haitian, they was deep. They was like 30 deep, for real. Like, and in high school, and listen, in high school in 1993, being 30 deep for your squad, that you was untouchable. You was untouchable. We sitting out, so cool. But there was tension, like the Haitians come through. I don't even know how it started for real. Like all I know is at some point between A band and B band, Dewey didn't have periods because it was a vocational school. They had bands. And so A band, B band, right? So we're somewhere in between them two bands. That early in the morning, we find out we got beef with the Haitians. Cool. We going class to class. We roaming the halls. And like just little scrums throughout the day. We mugging each other. It's all this, they doing all they get mo and all this other stuff. And we're like, yeah, nigga, like, we giving that kind of energy throughout the day. Then like there was a little minor scrum in the locker bay. So there was 3 floors, 4 locker bays, John Dewey High School. So locker bay, north, south, east, west, and there's 3 floors. So it's 12 locker bays throughout the day. Just little. So that first scrum, I think it happened on the first floor. You can't be too sure. I can't remember that part. But that skirmish led into lunchtime. And lunchtime was the kaboom in the fact that this is what it's going to be for the rest of the day. So we have the little dust up in the lunchroom, boom. After lunch, there was a fight in one of the locker bays. There was another fight in another locker bay. And then out of nowhere, all the Haitians left school. Our dumb, arrogant behinds was like, yeah, we made them niggas run, son, da-da-da-da-da. Little did we know, they was just meeting us at the train station because we all had to leave. They didn't have to be there. They already made that. It was like, all right, we got to plan this out. They dipped side door. Dewey was one of them schools you could dip through the side door. No one would ever know you left. Seriously. Like I learned to cut school early because I'm like, oh, they don't even be at you. Side door. And ain't no security in them hallways, wasn't no cameras, none of that. It was mad archaic. So they dip through the side door. We leave. We think, yeah, yo, man, yeah, I wish the niggas was here. Da, 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 da. I remember all that energy. We thought we had it. We get up to the train platform. They already there. And now what? Now I'm young. I'm in the front. We face to face. We what you want to do? What you want to do? There was like, it felt like it happened so fast. I feel like there was a good so many seconds of that before I was like, boop, because I was in the front. Just go set it. So I set it off. I threw two hard punches at whoever was in front of me. I got snuffed, hit the ground. I'm getting stomped on. I can't lie. Mad people ran. Me, this other dark skinned stocky dude named Dwayne, and I forgot the other dude's name. He had glasses. I think his name might have been Dwayne too. I ain't even gonna hold you. He had glasses, and the story's name is Dwayne. It don't even matter. As I'm getting stomped, I'm trying to get up because I'm like, nah, I ain't even trying to go out like that. So I'm trying to get up. There's this Haitian kid who lives up the block from me. I recognize that as him. He has an umbrella and he's poking me with it, but he's not poking me with it. It keeps hitting the ground. I'm not that shifty. So I keep trying to get up. He's pushing me down with his hand now. He's like, stay down, stay down. Like, but he's whispering it so only I could hear it. And I'm seeing that he's like trying to protect me. Cause like I said, he from up the way. Like we both live in Flatbush. He lived on 22nd between Newkirk and whatever the, that wasn't Foster. It was another block, but it might have been Foster. He lived on that block, or either 21st and that, but he was in that vicinity. I seen him later that day. He nodded me off. I didn't even have to. We didn't even have to run up to each other and say nothing. It was just a spoken thing. But not to fast forward, but I did. But just explaining that part of the story. Shout out to my man MJ. He came back and got me because after Dwayne got stabbed, both of them I think got poked. He came back to get me, but as he's dragging me down, like now we running down the stairs. Cops are snatching people up. MJ dip. I get snagged, but it's no big deal. I get in the car. I don't even think they cuffed me. They put me in the car, took me to the station. Let me call my mom. I got, abrasions on the face, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sore ribs, head hitting the ground. Not a lot. Like I honestly, I was fortunate in that sense that that kid was even there because he didn't even like want it with me. He was just like, I'm getting kicked and stomped and all this other stuff. I'm protecting my face, but at the same time, I get arrested and charged with inciting a riot and gang violence, whatever, however they put it at the time. I then get kicked out of school. They was going to send me to my zone school, which would have been Erasmus Hall High School. But my mom went down to the Board of Education and fought for me to go to FDR High School because Erasmus Hall at that time was so violent that it would have just been more of the same. And my mom didn't want that for me. Shout out to my mom for like always making sure, you know what I'm saying?